What is going on today, everybody? How are you doing? We're doing something a little bit different today because there's this video that I listened to earlier and then really caught my attention. And then I just wanted to kind of discuss it. So, we're going to watch a short clip of this video that I'm going to show you guys. It's a truck driver that was watching TikTok while he rolled into a construction zone, killing 5 people while he did that. So, I thought it was super interesting. It definitely got my attention, so I wanted to sit down and have a conversation about it. Hope you guys don't mind as we look through that. So we'll go through that. Just wanted to take a minute, of course, to thank everyone for your support to the channel. We are barreling towards that 10,000 subscriber mark. So if you guys can help me out, get to that 10,000, I will appreciate that. And I will shut up about subscribing to my channel until about the point we're looking at 20,000 people. So then I'll start asking again. But yeah, we've got some stuff to look at today. I found this to be very, very interesting, and I wanted to look at it from a truck driver's perspective. I do apologize. I do know this mic sort of makes my voice sound a little bit weird, so sorry about that, I guess. But let's have a look at this. And we'll talk about it. We've got about 3 minutes worth of video. It's a 22-minute video, but we're not going to watch the whole thing, but about 3 minutes, and then we're going to kind of discuss. Maybe I'll pause it as we go through. I don't generally do videos like this, but we'll have a look, see what we can do. So let's get this up on here and jump right into this, see what we got.
All I did was look down real quick, looked up, and they were all right there, and I slammed on my brakes, and it just, okay.
Shocking body camera video shows the aftermath of a deadly 6-car pileup, all caused because a semi-driver was watching TikTok.
I just can't believe that. I mean, that was quite the mess there. Here's our truck driver right here, what appears to be maybe in an ambulance. I would assume. I'm not really sure. But what a mess. And yeah, he barrels through a construction zone, like I said, while watching TikTok. And he says, I just looked down and then I looked back up and I hit the brakes and it was just too late, right? It was just too late. And that's the reason I want to look at this video, because this is an epidemic at this point out there on the roads. But let's listen to more of this. I'm sorry I interrupted already, but we'll listen to more of this and we'll talk about it.
I saw the brake light slammed on my brakes, and the truck just kept sliding forward.
The video was just released, but the crash itself happened on January 12th, 2023 in Chandler, Arizona. Early that morning, this man, Danny Tyner, was behind the wheel of a semi-tractor trailer that was hauling garbage. As Tyner entered a construction zone with a speed limit of 55, he sped through at 68 miles per hour.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Boy, 55 mile per hour construction zone, going 68. Right now, I'm just picking out the interesting points I'm finding in this, and we'll sort of go from there. But yeah, 68 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour construction zone. Just looked down real quick, then looked back up, and all he saw was brake lights.
Crashing full speed into traffic that had come to a complete stop. After a lengthy investigation, Arizona officials determined Tyner had been on TikTok at the time of the crash. But long before that investigation could begin, dozens of first responders rushed to the scene.
The whole SUV is gone. So at least two people in that truck, and then whoever's in that SUV. I didn't even see the SUV at first.
So those flames just started coming up, and
Almost right away, it was clear there'd been some devastating damage. And early on, you can even hear an explosion.
The only witness, I think, is that the white truck that's in the very back. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Here's the first time.
Good God, did you guys hear that explosion? Yeah, that's very, very scary stuff. I saw, just a little side note, I guess, when I was a kid, I saw 2 trucks collide on one of those old country highways out there. One of them was a fuel tanker, I believe, and quite the fucking mushroom cloud that left behind, for sure. These truck wrecks are just devastating. I mean, this thing's on fire. Shit's blowing up out there. It's just a whole lot going on. Just absolute carnage. What's happening right here.
And we see Tyner, not long after he escaped from his semi.
Perfect.
I can't see right now. Everything flew off, my hat, my headset, everything.
Were you involved at all?
I'm the truck driver.
Oh, this back truck?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
All I did was look down real quick, looked up, and they were all right there, and I slammed on my brakes, and it just.
Okay.
Investigators later determined Tyner had crashed into several vehicles.
Okay, first of all, I don't want to do like holier than thou here and act like I've never gotten distracted while driving a truck. It's happened, and it's not a good thing. I'm not here to act like, I'm the world's greatest trucker, not for a video like this, maybe on another video where I'm goofing around, of course. But I can't say that it's never happened, that I've been in a situation that I probably shouldn't have been in. Anytime you spent any amount of time in a truck, there's probably some times where you've probably gotten away with some things that you shouldn't have because maybe you were distracted, maybe you weren't paying attention. But I think that just illustrates how quick this shit can happen. He says he just looked down and then looked up and he was in a crash. I don't buy it, but that's what he's saying.
Sandwiching them between his semi and another semi that had come to a complete stop. Here's that other driver.
You're a truck driver, right?
Yes.
What are you carrying?
So it's solar panels. It's not flammable.
Solar panels?
Yeah, solar
Okay.
panels. Yeah. The only problem that I have is I can reach my thing.
Diesel. Okay.
Hey, I don't know if I have to be, man, but see, I just started my hours like maybe 2 hours ago, and I was coming this way, so and I see the how you call right now congestion, so I start to slow down. And I just slow down and put my flashes. That way, cars behind me, they can see. I slow down because a lot of cars, most of the time, they don't give a damn.
Then you got hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was stopped. And all of a sudden, I hear like, boom, somebody hit me. Like, what the hell?
You can just stay over there for a second, okay?
I don't know if I was supposed to laugh at that. That's all of the video we're going to watch, and then we're going to talk about it. But it was just kind of amusing, I guess. I mean, if you can find amusement in these kind of things where he was like, I was stopped and boom, and what the hell? Yeah, we've all been there, right? But this video really stood out to me. It's a much longer video. It's 22 minutes long. But I'll tell you the fate of the guy and what had happened and kind of why I felt like talking about this, if I'm being honest. So he ended up getting a total of 22 years in prison after their investigation found that he was watching TikTok while driving down the fucking road. Can you believe that? I mean, you guys know I don't like TikTok, and it has contributed to the downfall of our society. I can get these headphones off now. Overall, TikTok as a whole is part of the downfall of our society. Just these short attention spans and people just not paying attention anymore. Right. So after the investigation, they find that the dude was watching TikTok. Now, I don't, like I said, I'm not coming in this video holier than thou. I've never done anything stupid in a truck. I've just been fortunate enough to learn from mistakes. That's a good thing to do. Adjust behavior if you notice that you're doing things not the right way. And sometimes, just getting lucky. You can't argue with that. We have all done, anybody that's been in a truck for a length of time has all done something stupid at some point or another. But TikTok sounds like the worst idea ever while you're driving a truck down the road because they just got those short clips. So what are you always looking for? Something to watch constantly, something to listen to? Maybe it's got an autoplay feature and just moves on to the next video, things like that. But I put on long videos on my phone. Now, hear me out. This is not an admission of guilt or anything like that. But driving down the road, I'll put on a long video and let it play while I'm rolling down the road. I'm not staring at it, long videos. I'm not searching for a video, anything like that. But, we listen to stuff while we're going down the road. Of course we do. We can't act like we don't. But TikTok, are you fucking serious? This guy with the TikTok. But anyways, after the investigation, it was found out that he was a distracted driver watching TikTok. And the fucking 68 in a 55 mile per hour construction zone. My friends, do you know how many times I've been flipped off and cut off and honked at by other truckers that are apparently fucking illiterate when it comes to construction zones? We've got signs out there that say speed limit, whatever, for the construction zones. The one that always gets me, a lot of these construction zones now, they're having signs out there that say all truck drivers use the left lane. I've heard theories. I've heard different reasons for why that is, and I don't know the exact reason. All I know is, I guess, that I'm a sheep and I just read what the signs tell me to do, and I do that. I don't fucking know. But I just assume there must be a reason they want all the trucks in the left lane, and I do that when I see that sign. And I have been flipped off multiple times for doing what I'm told in construction zones. Left lane, 55 miles per hour, whatever it is that's going on. And truckers, I mean, just illiterate fucks out here that think either they can't read or that the rules of the road don't apply to them or whatever things are going on. And what I see happening is nobody wants to be the guy. It's bizarre, my friends. It's bizarre. Nobody wants to be the guy that is doing what they're supposed to do in the construction zones. Everybody wants to speed through it. Everyone wants to stay in the right lane. Any number of things that we would, normally do under normal road conditions, driving the speed limit, hanging out in that right lane like we're fucking supposed to do. We got a lot of guys that don't know that out there on the road right now. Truckers driving down the left lane at 62 miles per hour for the next 500 miles. That's a thing. That's a fucking thing. I don't know why. I don't have any idea why. But this whole situation is just fucking awful. Just one of the worst things I think I've ever heard when it comes to shit like this. Everything that man could have done wrong, he does wrong. But if you watch this whole video, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because we'll be here all day, one of the things that drove me fucking nuts about this guy was he was trying to escape any kind of accountability whatsoever when the cops were talking to him. He kept saying over and over that he gets cut off by cars all the time because his reasoning was when cars see trucks, all they see is a payday, so they'll cut you off in hopes that you'll hit them. And I have heard this over and over through my trucking career. These cars will cut you off so you'll hit them. There is not a whole lot of fucking people out there that are trying to get hit by a truck so they can get a payday. A lot of people, granted, we see dumb shit on the roads. A lot of people are fucking smarter than that, and they're not trying to be involved in an accident with the truck. The vast majority of people that are driving out there are terrified of trucks. They're just trying to get the fuck away from us, and nobody's trying to get hit by a truck. I can assure you of that. But this guy, that was really bothering me when the cops were talking to him, because he kept saying that, well, you know how cars are always cutting trucks off, and they're just looking for a payday and all these things. And yes, there are lawsuits involved. The reason I said hardly anyone does this on purpose is because I do know of a case. I don't know that a case is the right word. That sounds pretty fucking sophisticated for what we do around here. But I believe it was Albuquerque years ago. I believe it was Albuquerque. A man parked his car on the side of an on or off ramp at the interstate. When a truck rolled through there, he jumped out in front of the truck and was killed. Through that investigation, it was actually discovered that he did it on purpose. He wanted to take himself out, and that's the way he came up with. So I'm not saying it never happens, but it happening, people saying, hey, they're trying to cut us off and get hit so that they can get paid. Nobody wants to do that. You're much more likely to get fucking killed than to get a paycheck. So that I didn't like it, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't like that was the response he gives throughout the course of this video. It really, really fucking bothered me. This is incredibly unfortunate. Everything about this is really, really fucking bad. And I see it a lot as a truck driver. Like I said, I will not say that I have always been completely innocent of these things. But through my time on YouTube and I'll tell you the scenarios that have led up to me recording the way I record my videos now. Now you guys know I record the B-roll. I got corrected on that a couple days ago. This isn't the video to make the jokes I got in my head for when I got corrected on that. But when I do the B-roll, it's shot just rolling down the road. I'm not interacting with the camera. As you guys notice, when you see it, a lot of times I'm starting from a stop position and I let the camera roll for a while, and then I'll go through and cut out the video, slice it up into 2-minute pieces. But there was a time where I would record driving down the road, camera facing me, talking to my camera. And I thought it was okay. I thought it was. And then the company I was working for at the time, they were big fans of my YouTube videos. They loved them. They had signed off on it, said, yep, you can keep recording yourself while driving. Their safety department signed off on it, said, hey, it's all good with us. And then by the time it got to their legal department, they shut that shit down. They said, absolutely not. You do not let him record like that. They had a meeting with me. It was no big deal. We were just trying to figure out where the line was, what we were allowed to do, what we weren't allowed to do. And the point of the legal department was the what they call the nuclear verdicts when it comes to trucking, where when a trucking company gets sued for being involved in an accident, it is absolutely fucking devastating, and it should be. Should it be? I mean, maybe that's up for debate, but I would lean heavily towards it should be, because normally the consequences of a truck plowing through your fucking minivan are devastating also. I mean, we still got guys that do it here on YouTube. They're bouncing down the road, staring at their camera, recording videos, and you hear their lane departure warning going off. They're not even staying in their fucking lane. And I guess I wouldn't do it in this day and age. I understand that there was a time that I did do it. You live, you learn, you hope you get better, right? You hope you do better in the future. But you still got guys doing it, and I don't even know if they're breaking a law at that point. I'm not a fucking cop, but I do know that in the event they're involved in any kind of accident, boy, you better hope the courts, the lawyers do not find out about those videos, which they fucking will, because you're fucked. You are fucked 8 ways from fucking Sunday if people find out you're recording videos going down the road. And now looking back on it, I understand the error of my ways, because I spent a lot of time actually looking at the camera while I was driving, even though I insisted I wasn't doing that. I'm paying perfect attention to the road. Shit happens quick out there, my friends. It happens fucking fast. I can think of one close call that I had, and I wasn't even fucking around on the phone. It just fucking happened, and it surprised the shit out of me. I was riding down the road, and I had a passenger with me at the time. I may have been talking to her. Like, my head wasn't turned and I'm staring at her or anything, but we came around a corner on the interstate where traffic was just at a dead standstill, and I fucking brakes locked up. Holy shit. Luckily I had time to go off the shoulder, not off and roll the truck in the damn shoulder, but I'm riding down the shoulder with the brakes locked up going, what the fuck just happened? We have all been in some sort of close call, and we're lucky when we're not involved in something. But the fucking problem is, my friends, the fucking problem is everybody's holding onto their goddamn phones, right? They're holding their phones like this, and they're driving down the road and they're texting. You can I like communicating with people too, but you can always tell the person that's texting while they're driving down the road. They're swerving. They're doing that. They're not maintaining any kind of speed. The speed changes rapidly. Left lane driving at 60 miles per hour because they forgot they needed to move over after they passed a guy 10 fucking miles ago. And look, I don't wish for, my fellow truckers to, be in trouble or be out of a job or anything like that. The blue collar world's a very rough place to live, and we're all struggling to get by. But with everything else going on, the current state of trucking where nobody's making any fucking money anyways, gotta be honest, it's time to trim the fat. It's time to get the people that aren't paying attention on the roads and get them the fuck out of here. We don't need them anymore. Just go on, get out of here. It's just very troubling, the things we see out there. And I cannot believe TikTok. Are you fucking serious? This man's spending 22 years in prison now because he would much rather watch TikTok than drive his fucking truck. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd that's the way it went. But it's just, this is what happens. This is what fucking happens is people end up in prison. People end up fucking dead. And I felt like I had more points, but I guess the only other things I really got to say is it really, really has become an epidemic out there with people driving distracted very, very often. I was coming up 287. You guys know 287 between Dallas and Denver. Once you get to the Colorado part, it's just a really shitty 2-lane. You get stuck behind a slow-ass truck for the whole day, and there's not much you can do about it because the slow trucks out there, you know, they're going 55 and a 65 because that's all they can do apparently, and you don't have very long for your passing lanes. And then when you get to the towns where it stretches out to 2 lanes each direction, so I guess 4 lanes if my math checks out, then the guy that was doing 55 and a 65 is now doing 55 and a 35 while he's rolling through town, and you can't fucking win out there. You can't. It's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible fucking road that needs to be expanded to 4 lanes through Colorado because it's just a fucking nightmare. Anyways, there was one of those, I don't know what they call them, but they put the trucks like piggybacking on each other, and that's how they transport new trucks to companies or dealerships or whatever. So you'll have one truck driving and like 3 or 4 trucks stacked on the 5th wheel of the truck in front of it. And normally they drive pretty slow. I don't know if if it's some sort of regulation from their company where they say, hey, we don't own these trucks, so slow it down, motherfucker. Normally they drive pretty slow though. And I went to pass one on this 2-lane. I finally had room to pass him. And as I was passing him, I have a tendency to look over at people that I'm passing. And as I was passing him, I saw him do this, put his phone down, and he realized I was passing him. And you know what the dipshit did? He matched my speed. I'm trying to get around him, and then I run my truck all the way up to its governed speed. Speed limit 65 out there. If I had to guess, he was going between 58 and 62 miles per hour. When I came up on him, I went to go around him. He matches my speed. I run my truck all the way up to my governed speed at 71, and guess who's still right next to me? This dipshit over here. Well, now traffic is coming towards me. You know what? Traffic had already filled in behind him too. As I went to pass him, all that was left for me to do was bully that asshole till he fucking backed off me. And I did. I just moved into his lane. Hey, fuck, what are we doing here? I'm not taking out the person coming towards me for a head-on collision because you won't fucking move over. If you want me and you to be involved in this, let's do this, right? Let's go. I'll take you off the road with me if that's what we have to do. If that's the choice he's leaving me, right? I couldn't get back in behind him. Traffic had already filled in. Traffic in front of me in the oncoming lane was headed towards me. And now the guy that was traveling under my governed speed and even under the speed limit has now matched my governed speed. All because he wanted to dick around on his cell phone. And I'll be damned if I'm taking out someone else that was innocent in that fucking situation. When push came to shove, well, it was going to be me and him in that wreck. And, well, he chickened out right at the last second there and hit that brake pedal and, hopefully got his act together after that. But it was a damn close call. That was just recent. That was a couple weeks ago. That's the fucking shit that's going on out here. God damn it. You're killing people to watch TikTok. Are you out of your ever-loving fucking mind? What is going on with you? This doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And what am I'm preaching to the choir here. What do I tell a bunch of truckers we need to do better? Fucking these guys need to be off the road at this point. These guys fucking watching TikTok while they're rolling down the road. Get the fuck out of here. I've seen guys with full-on fucking tablets mounted to their windshield watching a movie going down the road. Look, I understand listening to something while you're going down the road. I get it. But you got a fucking 12-inch fucking tablet mounted to your windshield and you got a movie playing going down the road? Come on, guy. We got to do better than that, don't we? Don't we? I think we do. I think we fucking do. Fuck. It's time to just remove them. Leave. Get out of the industry. The rest of us need better pay again anyways because we ain't make a dick out here. So let's just start pulling these guys off the road before they kill our fucking families. And let's get to it. 22 years. What do you guys think? Did he get enough? Did he get too much? Did he get not enough time? I don't know. Was it just a simple mistake? You guys find me in the comment section. Let me know. Was it just a man that made a mistake and now his whole life is ruined over it? Or do we just hammer the fuck out of these guys and make sure they never walk out of prison again? You know, these families aren't coming back. These people aren't coming back to life. What's the solution? What's the fucking solution? But I just, this guy made me mad. He made me very, very mad because he wanted to blame everyone else through the whole scenario. Well, they were stopped there. Yes, stupid. It's a construction zone. Expect that. Expect that. That's probably going to happen, especially you get rush hour in a construction zone. You're going to stop. What the fuck do you mean they were just stopped there? You know? And then the part of the video that I didn't show you where he kept blaming people, saying, well, you know how they're always cutting trucks off. Anticipate that. Are you a truck driver or not? See, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad. We anticipate these things. We should know before people do what they do. When we've been driving long enough, we already know what they're going to do before they've even made that decision. We already know because people are very predictable out here on these roads. And we already know because we're trained to see it. We're look, that sounds goofy. All right. We're trained, but more than anything, we train ourselves to look out for these things because we're always on the fucking road. You can identify when something's going to be a problem in most cases. Shit happens on the road. You might get caught up in something you did not fucking see coming. But to tell me that you went into a construction zone at 13 miles per hour over the posted speed limit for that construction zone, and you are absolutely fucking baffled, just shocked that people were stopped in that construction zone, and it's their fault because you know how people like to cut trucks off? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. So with that, look, I understand people make mistakes. Here, I got a little bit more to talk about. Maybe we'll stretch this out to a half hour. You guys remember the thing in Colorado, right? Years ago, guy came off the mountain, smoked his brakes, lost control of his fucking truck, barreled through Denver, and killed a lot of fucking people. He sure the fuck did, right? There's a lot of things to it that means it shouldn't have happened in the first place, all right? I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but if I remember, he was from Texas. He'd only been driving for maybe a few weeks. He shouldn't have been on that fucking mountain. I don't want to say anything like that's not true. I had heard that he was an illegal immigrant. Look, I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but I'm not saying I'm for it. Okay, listen, we're not having a whole political conversation about immigration. I'm just saying that scenario alone, if true, he shouldn't have been on the road in the fucking first place. Right? But I just don't know how to handle that one. That should be a whole different video. Like, he got a lot of time thrown at him, and then I think they went back and readjusted his schedule. I mean, his whatever the fuck it's called, his schedule, his fucking the word's right there. The word's right there. But he's still doing a whole lot of prison time. They figured that his sentence, not schedule, was too harsh. And I believe that it was modified, but he's still going to be there for a very long time. In that fucking situation, everybody in the leadership of that trucking company should be in that same jail cell with him, that same prison cell with him. You put an inexperienced driver in the mountains of Colorado and probably pressured him into getting that done. Well, he didn't get it done, did he? So at some point, it falls on the leadership of these companies too. I really believe it does. And I don't know what happened with all that. I really don't. I don't remember how it all went. But the leadership in some of these companies needs to be held accountable also, but not in this fucking situation. This guy is a fucking clown. I'm mad at him. I'm really fucking mad. I did not like... Look, I get it. He's trying to save his ass after he realized he just killed a lot of people. He's trying to save his ass. But I did not like how he was blaming other people. In the situation like that, you got to go out like a man and say, I fucked up. I fucking killed these people. I ruined their lives. I ended their lives and ruined the lives of people around them potentially. And I fucked up. But for him to talk in this video over and over about how how people like to cut off trucks, I didn't like it one bit. Not one fucking bit. And I think for that alone, if I was the judge, I would have locked his ass up for a long time too. You don't want to take any accountability for this, really? And that's not the trial, right? The trial I didn't watch. That may be different. Maybe he took all the accountability in the world in the trial. But this right here, in this video, in the full length of the video, he does everything he can to blame everyone else. It was a message on his tablet. He never mentioned TikTok on his phone. A message on his tablet distracted him. People love cutting off trucks, and you know how that is, and all this shit. And he just would not take responsibility or accountability whatsoever for his complete fucking stupidity. And that bothered me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Bye now.